I had just finished swimming, and as I came ashore, I saw my husband take off his pants, pull out his belt, loop it into a circle, glance up at a palm tree, tie the belt around his ankles, and start climbing the tall coconut tree. I felt worried and sensed something was wrong, so I quickly put my clothes back on and followed him. Before long, I walked into the palm grove, where coconuts were scattered all over the ground, and in that moment, I understood everything. I quietly walked beneath the tree without him noticing me, and asked what he was doing up there. He said he was just picking coconuts, and I nodded, choosing not to expose his lie. That night, we rested quietly by the campfire, and as I gently stroked his forehead and waited for him to fall asleep, I looked toward the speedboat we had arrived on and made a decision that would haunt him for the rest of his life. Early the next morning, the rising tide woke him. I slowly walked toward him and told him the speedboat had been swept away by the tide and the phone was gone too. He froze for a moment, panic flashing in his eyes, but he still pretended to stay calm and sat on the beach watching the sea. I walked over, comforted him briefly, and said I was going into the forest to look for fruit. The moment I entered the forest, I picked up my pace, circled to the other side of the island, and slipped into a hidden cave. In truth, the boat had never been swept away, and my plan was simple. Since he wanted to betray me, I would hide the boat and the phone and trap us both on this deserted island forever. That evening, we lay on the beach drinking the wine we had brought, and although he looked calm on the surface, I could tell he was panicking inside. Just then, he suddenly noticed the speedboat key hanging around my neck, and in that instant, he understood everything. Early the next morning, he woke up very early and said he needed to use the bathroom. I immediately felt alert and reached for my chest, only to realize the key was gone. As I tried to stand up, I fell hard to the ground and saw that my right foot had been tightly bound with vines. By the time I realized what was happening, he was already walking toward the speedboat he had secretly located the night before. I had already freed my wrists and didn't chase after him, watching as he waved at me smugly and sped away. What he could never imagine was that beneath the speedboat trailed a long rope with the other end firmly tied to a reef on the seabed. As the boat sped farther away, the rope suddenly pulled tight. He finally struggled back to the surface, realizing too late that he had fallen into my trap. But that was only the beginning. I had already used branches and vines to make a massive bow, ready to make this heartless man pay a far greater price.